Hi, I am Nitin Chopra from Grocery.com, the daily online supermarket. Grocery.com is a detailed grocery fulfillment solution which is feature loaded to build a sustainable business. Are you a serious entrepreneur interested in creating a long-term and evergreen business? Grocery.com offers low-cost franchise and helps you to build a profitable business in your city. Join us in the journey to create a network of interested budding entrepreneurs in building a successful online grocery business. So today's topic is supply chain and pricing strategy. As discussed before in part 1 video on unique selling and value propositions of this series, there are 3 ways to fulfill orders of groceries and essentials. First is by multi-vendor hyper-local marketplace. Second is by inventory. Third is by hybrid system. We have been discussing in our last videos that assigning local grocery retailers can't give margins. We need to build a supply chain with a manufacturer, brand, stockist or wholesaler. This supply chain should be efficient and should create maximum profits, minimizing cost of maintaining inventory. We help our franchisees to create an efficient supply chain, choosing the right supplier and configuring the system as per requirement. Now let's discuss hyperlocal marketplace. Hyperlocal marketplace refers to multiple third-party vendors selling products, focusing on a small targeted community or geographical area via platform as a service. Hyperlocal model works on 2 primary factors: geography and time. Shorter delivery time and more wide targeted geography are the signs of any successful hyperlocal model. Single brand stores on grocery platforms see low traction as consumer will prefer to get everything they need rather than stick to one label. Some e-grocery hyperlocal delivery model like Dunzo and Swiggy publish single brand stores where consumer has to buy orders from different stores. This is time consuming and consumer need to pay delivery charges separately. Say for example, user has to order fresh farm produce like fruits and vegetables from one store and then again step to another store to book other essentials. We should enable user to add commodities or different brands or vendors to the cart at once. So it should be crafted in such a manner that consumer feels the convenience of getting all essentials and brands on one storefront and add it to his or her cart without paying delivery charges. The answer to this challenge is by order splitting. We shall discuss on this later in this video. Before that, we shall discuss about multiple vendor marketplace. The shift toward marketplaces is taking place as companies try to find a new balance between the following priorities: maximizing capital efficiency, maximizing customer delight by providing one-stop shopping handiness, convenience of wide collection of items, collective post-purchase experience, minimizing logistical complexity. Let's discuss the types of marketplaces. First is open. In this sort of marketplace, organizer does not have strong check on the vendor registration, product listings and pricing. Example, eBay, OLX, Just Dial. So the main characters of such marketplaces are: anyone can sell, open pricing, different service levels, minimal guarantees. Second is curated. In this sort of marketplace, organizer does check on the vendor registration but gives some liberty on product listing and pricing. Example, Amazon and Snapdeal. So the main characters of such marketplaces are vetted suppliers, open pricing, managed experience with photos, UX and search, trust and safety, payments, shipping, insurance, guarantees. Third is crafted. In this sort of marketplace, organizer has a full control on vendor registration, product listing and pricing. Example, Uber. So the main characteristics of such marketplaces are contracted suppliers, controlled pricing, simple consistent experience, product guarantee, platform as a service. Our system enables you to manage multiple vendor catalogs, pricing, earnings, returns and lot more to build a most efficient and profitable e-grocery business in your city. Now let's discuss inventory-based fulfillment. Are you going to look after your own stock and fulfill orders from your shop or warehouse? Let's discuss the benefits of inventory-based fulfillment. First is full access to your inventory leads to better quality. You don't need to worry about the quality of your products, as you can check them before you send them out. And if there is a problem with your products, you can deal with it instantly. Second is, you can take advantage of bulk savings. Suppliers will offer plenty of savings if you buy in bulk. And this can definitely be worthwhile to your business if you can plan out the inventory you will need. You will never fully know how much stock you will need, but again, if you can end up with too much, then you can always run a promotional sale on the leftover inventory and attract new customers. But what are the cons? You need to invest in your inventory. Although buying in bulk is great for saving you money, but you have only just set up your store and then you may not have the money to buy stock until a customer makes an order. If you can't afford to buy products in bulk, then it is worth using inventories of the vendor until you have made enough money to keep the stock at your business. Second is, you need space for your products. One of the biggest setbacks is that you will need enough room to store your products. This can also incur costs to maintain and run, which means you will have to put your prices up on your products and you could end up losing out in the long run. Third is, your inventory can expire. As you need to buy in bulk, there's always a risk that you won't sell all the stocks and it can get expired. Fourth is, more work is involved. Taking care of your own stock definitely requires more work on your part. Not only do you need the space for it, but you need to keep track of how much you will need in future. Our research has an outcome that keeping inventory is always a costly initiative, but stocking private label items can be beneficial. So choosing the crafted hybrid model, which is a mix of crafted marketplace and inventory, is the right solution. Franchisee can configure our system integrating crafted hybrid model and maximize profits and consumer experience. To brief on our supply chain system, the important features inbuilt in our systems are perfect crafted marketplace customization. This helps in standardization and simple user experience. It makes the platform user-friendly and controls supplier and pricing. We have discussed about this before. Marketplace split order. Order splitting is a way to bifurcate a user's order to multiple manufacturer, brand, wholesaler or stockist. We need a technology where if there are multiple vendors' products in the shopping cart, the consumer order split to the allocated vendor within a particular geographical area. This mechanism supports vendor collection machinery. This is a mechanism to maximize profits margins by aggregating manufacturer, farmers, stockist and wholesaler. Order splitting helps to deliver a star experience to consumer and save on last mile delivery cost. Platform as a service. Grocery helps to create your own crafted hybrid hyper-local fulfillment system and be a part of the FMCG brands and fresh produce last mile logistics. Now let's talk of pricing strategy. So what should be the pricing strategies for online grocers? Since consumers have many options to shop for groceries and essentials, the industry has become quite competitive. Online grocers can draw on many pricing strategies to maximize profits. The obvious choice is to offer lower prices than other stores. But the result of this strategy keeps profits permanently low. For this reason, many opt for more complex strategies to ensure profitability while still appealing to price-conscious consumers. Let's discuss the types of pricing strategies and finally conclude to the best one. First is cost plus pricing. A traditional or safe approach to pricing is to simply mark goods up by a certain percentage. This method is often referred to a cost plus pricing. A key benefit is that you can ensure a certain level of gross profit on each sale. Some retailers maintain a typical markup across all products and service categories. Others use variable percentages to optimize margins in more in-demand categories. A drawback in pricing this way is that it does not take into account marketing or value factors. Second is competitor-based pricing. Competitor-based pricing relies on checking to see what prices similar companies have published for their products and then pricing products similarly. Competitor-based pricing assumes your competitors have done the work to create a good strategy. But it may so happen that they might not have done it either. Third is leader pricing. Leader pricing occurs when an e-grocer sells high demand items at typically low prices. For example, a temporary discount on tea or other household initials attracts customers in search of the bargain. Those bargain hunters can likely to buy other items if only out of convenience, which is how the store remains profitable. Fourth is everyday low pricing. E-grocers use leader pricing on a limited basis on part of the temporary sale. One problem with this approach is consumers begin to mistrust advertisements. For instance, a customer might hear about a bargain but worry there is a hidden catch like a requirement to buy a large quantity of items. To avoid these problems, some e-grocers can take a signal from large discount department stores by aiming to keep prices permanently low on high demand items, which is an initiative called everyday low pricing. The theory is similar to that of leader pricing. Once the customer is in the store, they are likely to supplement the purchase of high demand items with other products that offer a better profit margin. Fifth is zone pricing. E-grocers chains have volumes of data on consumers' buying habits. Some use this to construct pricing profiles for different zones, which is called zone pricing. Establishing different pricing profile or zones allows them to optimize its prices by region. Customers in high income regions, for example, might be willing to pay more for bathroom tissues than customers located elsewhere. Our franchisee chain can tailor the prices to maximize profit across regions. This is one of the unique processes to maximize profits. Now let's discuss loyalty discounts. One way e-grocers can collect valuable customer data is to create a loyalty program. This requires customers to opt in to a data collection program which tracks their purchases. Such programs offer several price strategy enhancements. First, joining the program qualifies customers to receive lower prices. Second, the e-grocer can use the data to create pricing profiles, predicting buying habits, and otherwise optimize their pricing strategies. Finally, knowing what customers buy habitually allows e-grocers to offer coupons and promotional discounts in a targeted manner, lowering the cost of promotions while increasing their effectiveness. In theory, leader pricing make up the losses by enticing customers to make further purchases of profitable goods while they are in the e-store. Since many customers browse and end up purchasing more than they have initially planned, this is a smart strategy. Customers always feel good about getting a bargain and will often buy other items with the money they just saved. So let's discuss leader pricing implementation. 4 main businesses will benefit from leader pricing. First is when a business first enters a new market, leader pricing draws attraction to the new product or store to help build a customer base. Second, When you have products at the end of their life cycles, leader pricing can both generate renewed interest in the product and help move old inventory. Third, for small businesses, you might see one of your mature products at a leader price and expect that customers will buy other products. Finally, in e-grocer situations, leader pricing brings customer to an online retailer using introductory pricing on items. But what are the precautions to be taken? There are two main precautions necessary for a successful leader pricing campaign. Make sure you make up your losses on other sales. If you price something too low and people don't buy anything else, the loss leads nowhere. It's no longer a leader, it's a loser. Most importantly, however, make sure that you actually have the advertisement product in stock at the beginning of the sale and that the price in the store matches the price in all advertising. So how to price items in an e-grocery store? The right price balances goals of attracting and retaining customers while turning a profit. E-grocers can choose from several different pricing approaches. We conduct deep market research for franchisees when deciding price points based on demographics and geographic locations. We are your right business and technology partner who is dedicatedly working on developing an online grocery ecosystem. Become our city franchisee. To know more about franchise, visit franchise.grocery.com. Give a missed call or WhatsApp at 838909919. Type the message franchise followed by your name, your gender, age and city of interest. We shall call you back in 24 hours. Please subscribe this channel and click the bell icon for future notification for fresh videos on this subject. Like and comment on this video if you feel it's helpful. Finally, share it if you want to help others. Meet you in my next video on delivery channels. Goodbye and take care. Bye.